carrier in the eastern Mediterranean have launched their first airstrikes in Syria. The aircraft targeted the cities of Idlib and Homs. Meanwhile, the Assad regime has resumed attacks on the besieged city of Aleppo after a 3-week-long pause. Let's go live to Moscow. Our senior correspondent, David Bowden, is there. David, welcome to you. The Russians are using their aircraft carrier to bring their air power to bear.
They are. They've got air power already, of course, in Syria. They've got a big base at Latakia, but they didn't send that aircraft carrier all the way down there just to bob around and look pretty in the water. They've been flying reconnaissance missions off it for several days already. They didn't all go to plan. They lost a jet a couple of days ago when it ditched in the sea, but the pilot managed to eject. Today, we're told that they have launched strikes on Idlib and Homs on what they call terrorist targets belonging to Jabhat al-Nusra and Daesh, ISIS, of course. And they are saying that they are also hitting what they say are chemical weapon production plants, presumably talking about chlorine gas, because over the past few days, the Russians here have been saying that chlorine gas has been used against Syrian government forces in Aleppo. Now, Syrian government forces themselves, we are told, are actually targeting eastern Aleppo with barrel bombs from helicopters and fighter jet missiles. That, as you mentioned earlier in the programme, has been stalled pretty much for 3 weeks. Neither the Russians nor the Syrians have launched any significant airstrikes over Aleppo, eastern Aleppo, for that time, whilst they were waiting for some kind of humanitarian solution to come out of it. And then over the weekend, Bashar al-Assad put out a text message to everybody in eastern Aleppo, that's 250,000 people and more, saying, look, you've got 24 hours to put down your arms and come out, otherwise we will begin the strategic offensive, as he called it. And I think we can see now that has begun. So the Russians involved, but not as yet in Aleppo as far as we can work out, but they are targeting with what they call massive airstrikes Idlib and Homs.
Thanks, David.